All right, let's see. We'll take up file 2014-52600, Jeanette Alvarez and Anthony Miniker. Both are here via Zoom. Folks, I'm the referee of the court assigned to handle these matters. At the conclusion of this hearing, I'll make a recommendation that'll become a court order. Ms. Alvarez, you have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you wish, you can hire one, or I could appoint one for you, or you can proceed without and represent yourself. What you'd like to do?
Okay.
Ma'am, did you want a lawyer or did you want to represent yourself?
That's fine. I mean, usually we just go about, unless you recommend, I mean, who would you recommend? Would we have to come back?
Well, I can't make a recommendation, but I don't have a lawyer here right now, but she's usually
We
available.
can just proceed then. We can just
What's that?
proceed. So we can
Just proceed?
proceed.
All right,
Yeah.
Ms. Evan, do you have an update then?
I do. Ms. Alvarez has a monthly support obligation of $267 child support, $18 medical support, for a total of $285 per month, with $50 ordered on arrears. She currently owes the defendant $13,994.98. The state $1,014.86. Fees $757. Total owing $15,766.84. Last payment received was a $700 bond, March 22nd, 2021. $200 January 8th, 2021, and a $300 bond, August 6th, 2020. She does have prior contempt. This is a failed to comply issued January 13th, 2023. 90 days for a $2,500 cash bond. She was lodged in the Nuevo County Sheriff at the Nuevo County Jail January 13th, 2023 on a district court charge.
All right. And ma'am, do you agree that you owe the amount stated by friend of the court?
Yes.
All right. Now, you've not made payments in a couple of years here. Why not?
Usually before that it was withdrawn from my checks.
Okay, but if it's not, then you have to pay it. It's been going on since March of 21. That was a bond. I guess the last regular payment you made that wasn't a bond was a full 2 years ago, in January of 2021.
Yeah. I can make a payment once I get out. I have a paycheck coming.
All right, well, you would need to make a $2,500 payment in order to get out, I guess is the point here. You've been lodged on this warrant with a bond of $2,500. Can you post that?
Not from here. I mean, nobody's even answering the phone. I can't even get phone calls. No one's been answering the phone.
Answering the phone where?
My parents, my grandparents, my roommate. I can't even get commissary.
So you can post 2,500. You just need to get a hold of somebody.
Possibly. I don't know if it can be reduced or if that's I just don't want to sit a whole nother year on child support when I could get out and pay it.
Well, it wouldn't be a year. It would be 90,
I
it would
mean,
be 90 days.
I sat 45 days less than 6 months ago on the same thing. So I'm asking to please get out as soon as possible so I can go to work or cash my check that's coming and give it to you guys.
Ms. Evan, did she do a 45-day stint recently?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did. I was released in June.
Looks like April 25th of 22. She was in front of you. The warrant was discharged, 45 days imposed, $1,000 bond. Pay her to, when released, pay her to make payments.
All right, so that's not 40, that's not 6 months ago, that's more like 9 months ago, but, do you have any amount that, I guess, what amount can you post, and why can't you make payments on a consistent basis?
Within the next probably 2 weeks, if I was released, I could make payments. Right now I'm being held on a bond until court February 8th unless I bond. So I released February 8th regardless. And at that point, I would be able to start making payments. I could make $300 within a couple days of being released. A definite.
Right, but how much, I guess you probably don't know, how much could be posted to get you out?
I don't know, because I can't use a bondsman. I'd have to ask my family. So I mean,
Mr. Miniker, do you have anything you want to say today?
No, not really too much. This is just a constant. She never makes her payments, you know, and it seems like she always says the right things with you guys. I'm not trying to be a dick, but she always says the right things, and she always gets her sentence reduced, and she always gets what she wants and gets her way every single time. She's never gonna make her payments. I'm just never gonna happen. I don't know what else to do, honestly. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't gonna come to this thing today. Just nothing ever changes. They haven't changed in years. I mean, like on the line, it says she's 15 grand behind instead of 13,000. I mean, what do we do from here? I mean, can I make her sentence longer? Because from what I understand in the state of Michigan, you can make it a felony over 10 grand.
Yeah, there's a felony non-support, that is something that the Attorney General pursues in Michigan. Well, our prosecutor here in Owego County doesn't pursue them, but the Attorney General does for any county payer that is in the state of Michigan. You can go to the website, there's a form to fill out, and then they'll consider filing those charges against her. And it's a felony. It's they base it on the amount of arrears and their ability to pay. So that's how that started. Ma'am, where are you working at?
I have employment through Centria.
Century what?
Centria Healthcare.
How long you been working there?
2 years now.
How much do you make there?
I would say my pay rate's around 13.
13 an hour?
Yeah.
How many hours you working?
Not enough. But I'm trying to go back to work and work more hours.
What's not enough? That didn't tell me anything.
Um, 20 to 30 hours.
So it might not be enough in your mind, but it's enough to make your child support payments, right?
Correct. And that's what I'm trying to do that.
Well, you're not trying hard enough. Like I said, you haven't made a voluntary payment in 2 years. Pretty much.
And we've had an income withholding.
What's that?
We've had an income withholding order out to Centria since January of 21, but we've never received anything from them.
I know. I need to make the payments online. I reviewed that with one of my caseworkers the other day and went online. Like my cell phone, if they went in my property, it's still open where I was about to make a payment the other day. So, I mean, I'm trying to make an effort here, but I can't do it from here.
Yeah. Well,
I
you're
mean,
not,
I can,
you're not
I
making,
can,
you're not
a
making
promise
the
to pay
effort.
within a certain amount of time of leaving, within a week of leaving, after bonding out or whatever. I mean, I just don't wanna sit a whole 40 or 90 days. I don't wanna ruin the whole year. I miss my kids. I have more than one child. I have 2 teenagers.
Well, you have the ability to pay because you've been working at the Century Healthcare place. You've been working there for 2 years, just about the same amount of time since your last payment. Income withholding has gone up. Bottom line is it's your responsibility to make payments. You have sufficient income from which to make the payments, and you've not done so. The 90 days has been imposed. The $2,500 bond, you stick with that order at this time. 90 days, 2,500. You do have the right to accept that sentence, or you can reject it and have a hearing with the judge, reject it, and have a hearing with the judge if you wish. Do you know what you'd like to do?
Okay, you said 20 or 2,500?
90 days or 2,500. The sentence
Don't
that
make
you,
me reject you,
that was
please.
imposed. You can accept that, or you can object and have a hearing with the judge. You know what you'd like to do?
Will I still have a bond if I reject it?
If you reject it, the order would remain in effect until the judge hears it. She'll hear it just as soon as possible.
I mean, Ottawa always puts it at 17 to 20 days for my other
Okay.
two.
This is no way.
So I don't know, so I can get back to work if you could do 2,500 or 20 days, so I
You could
can,
do 0 days if you post 2,500.
I know, but if I don't make that 2,500, I don't wanna end up sitting 90 days.
All right, the negotiating part is over. I've imposed 90 days, 2,500. All I want to know is if you want to accept that or have a further hearing in front of the judge.
I'll accept it.
Okay, you're all set
I
then.
don't know what else to do. I don't really wanna sit 90 fucking days. I mean, I have a fucking paycheck waiting at home to get cashed. I work for fucking CMA. When are they gonna apply it to my fucking child support? That's what I wanna know. I wanna know when my kids are gonna be fucking safe. When I have to stop asking Muskegon County to fucking protect them. Okay? Cause I communicate with you guys. I communicate with the courts. You guys sit in Johnny God's houses and talk to me. I wanna know why I have to sit here when my kids aren't safe.
So I just want to double
Why
check.
are we fucking so stupid?
You accepted the sentence, correct? You did not want a hearing with the judge?
I accept the fucking sentence.
We'll take up file 2014-52600. Jeanette Alvarez and Anthony Miniker, both are here via Zoom. Ms. Evans here as well from the front of the court. And Ms. Alvarez has filed a motion regarding support. Both parties raise your right hands. Do you both swear or affirm any testimony given this cause to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, why don't you explain to me what led you to file the motion? What are you requesting and why? Oh, I can't hear you. Ma'am, we can't hear you. Is there a, I don't know if your microphone's not on or what, you're not muted, I can see that.
There you go. Can you hear me?
I can now, yep, go ahead.
Okay. I'm requesting early release so I can return to work. I was incarcerated from April 25th until June 6th for 45 days pertaining to this child support case last year, and also have been incarcerated for 63 days now. That's a total of 108 days and 11 months for the case. So I'm requesting return to work.
Where do you work?
Centria, and I'm also looking into going back to a local nursing home.
Centuria? What's that?
It's a home for autism out of Grand Rapids. But I'm also looking into going back to a local nursing home.
Ms. Evan, what's the bond set at?
2,500.
90 days, 2,500?
Correct.
And is Ms. Alvarez correct in her math? She served 63 days on the current sentence?
I do know that her out date is April 12th of 2023. She was booked in January 17th.
And I also served 45 days back in April of 22. So that's 108 days and 11 months.
We have that she's been employed by Centuria Healthcare since January 20th of 2021. However, we've never received payment.
Yeah, did you send an income withholding to them, Ms. Evan?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Alvarez, why don't they send in the payments?
Haven't gone into the homes recently.
I know you haven't
That's
recently.
why I'm also looking into going back to a local nursing home. So if you guys would like to, if we could do like a promise to pay with my release, and I can let you know who I'm looking into being employed by.
So I assume you don't have the 2,500 or you would have bonded yourself out. How much do you have that you could post toward that bond?
Nothing until I'm released. I can promise to pay once I'm released within 24 hours, but I cannot pay anything until I'm released. I have begged multiple people to come up here and post it for me so I can pay them within 24 hours and nobody has shown.
Well, I mean, that's the root of the problem is that you made promises in the past to pay and you haven't paid anything in 2 years.
I understand that.
Ms. Evan, can you look and see how much Ms. Alvarez worked last year?
How much she did what?
How much she made on your wage reporting website?
There is no income reported for 2022. In 2021, there was $253.48 reported in quarterly wage reporting in 2021.
For the whole year?
Yeah, yep.
So, ma'am,
Second quarter and third.
how are you being paid in these jobs you have, ma'am? You didn't make any money last year, according to the IRS, and you only made $250 the year before, according to the IRS. You say you've been working. How are they paying you?
I haven't gone into the homes.
So you haven't worked.
But like I said, I'm looking into returning to a local nursing home also, not just working for some.
So you essentially haven't worked for at least 2 years.
Not a ton.
Well, I mean, you made $250 1 year.
I've had some health issues.
Why didn't you ever file a motion to stop support or lower support or do something with your support if you weren't working because of a verifiable health issue?
Procrastination, I suppose.
Are you seeing a doctor for these health issues?
I am. I saw my specialist a few days before my arrest.
What are the health issues?
I have narcolepsy.
So
So I apologize. I'm still waking up and being able to have a conversation with you right now.
how long have you known you had narcolepsy?
It was diagnosed 5 or 6 years ago, but it's been a problem since my 20s. I also may be epileptic. I'm supposed to go for another study when I'm released.
So you've done 8 weeks and 2 days, so 56, 58 days?
I counted, yeah, somewhere around there. I thought my incarceration date was the 13th. I thought it was booked the 13th.
Is that what's up?
I'm
And
sorry,
I
you're
was-
right. January 13th.
All right.
So it's 63 days. I also was curious, is it 90 days within 12 months, or can you guys do more than that in a year? Because I've done 108 in 11 months now.
Yeah, there's no, you can be sentenced to 90 days for violations of orders or contempt of court. And
More than
really, it says up to 90 days for a second offense or subsequent. It doesn't say really, the law doesn't really specify how many of those can be imposed in a year. There's not a rule. I don't particularly, I don't particularly enjoy sending people to jail, period, or recommending jail, period. But the bottom line is being incarcerated for periods of time exceeding 90 days in a year is a barrier to being able to be employed. Now, you haven't worked in 2 years, so I don't know that that's really relevant here, but I guess if you're looking to start working now, or you've got your health concerns under control enough to be able to think about looking to going back to work.
I mean, I'm over certified to be
Like
able
to
to,
do that, but I don't want you to walk out of here thinking, okay, I did 63 days this year. I can only do another 27 this year because the bottom line is if you fail to comply with the orders, you could find yourself having to face another show cause and facing additional jail time. And it's not really capped at 90 days a year. It's only per sentence. Okay.
okay. Yeah, I'm a phlebotomist. I worked healthcare for 15 years. I want to control my health issues and go back to work. That's my goal. So I would really like to have release and be able to return to work on a promise to pay. If I can make an amount, set with you guys on a certain date, if you guys give me an amount.
What's the ordered amount, Ms. Evans?
$285 a month.
All right, so that's what would be expected. Does that include an arrears payment?
I can do
Does
that.
not.
All right. You'd have
She's
to-
$16,336.84 in arrears.
Yeah, so you probably look at another 100 a month at least to go toward the arrears that you'd be expected to pay. Mr. Miniker, what are your thoughts on the request?
I guess I don't really have much to say. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I've never seen her work healthcare for 15 years, so I think that's a bullshit lie. She does have, what is it? Borderline personality disorder. She does have that. She's had that for several years. I'm be honest. She's never gonna pay. She never has. She barely ever pays unless her grandma pays or her mom pays or somebody else pays for her. It's just never gonna happen. So I've given up on even caring or giving a shit on what she's gonna do because it's never ending. It's never gonna stop. So it's just gonna keep going and keep going. She's gonna keep pleading all these cases. She's gonna keep doing this, doing that. I'm over it. Honestly, I'm over it at this point. That's all I gotta say.
I can promise to pay 300 within 20 days at the minimum.
How about
I can
every
come
month?
up sooner than that. It might be a week at the most that I can pay the
How about
300.
every month?
A week at the most that I pay the 300 once I'm released.
All right. At this time, it appears that Ms. Alvarez has served about 2/3 of the sentence. She makes a point. It's not, like I said, it's not really codified in the law anywhere that you can't serve more than 90 days in a calendar year. However, I would recognize that it does become a barrier to being productive or being employed. And she's served a little over 100 days in the last 12 months. And 63 this time out of a 90-day sentence. I'll go ahead and allow early release. 300 needs to be paid by the end of March. You need to make your monthly payments each and every month hereafter to avoid further enforcement proceedings. Do you understand?
All right, thank you.
All right, we're all set for today.
Door handle doesn't work. Excuse me.